Yo, what's good? This your boy Youngie 2 times.
It's your boy X, man.
Yeah, man. Today we're gonna be reacting to O'Shea Duke Jackson. But first, it's a video about black women rejoicing to death of Kevin Samuels on Twitter. But guess who's still single? First off, I want to start by saying R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. We reacted to a lot of his videos.
Yeah, it was a lot of good content, man.
Yeah, you know, I feel like some of the views that he had kind of aligned. We agreed with to a certain extent. So before we get this video, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Let's get it.
Hold on, but I will say this. Too. I don't think it was just black women, right? Maybe that's just what he feels. Maybe that's what. Maybe he'll show differently. Yeah. Because sometimes people do clickbait a little bit, which is fine. It is what it is. Yeah, y'all toxic. There's something wrong with y'all. People that celebrate, those do celebrate too.
Yeah, shit crazy. Celebrating death is a no-no. Unless it's the ops.
I was just about to say that actually.
Like real ops, not no like.
Yeah, like somebody that might have done something to your people.
Yeah,
or something.
You specifically.
O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Baby O'Shea.
With another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Demo. Mario Brother music. But guys, I gotta give a good show despite the sadness that's happening right now in the world. And we all know our brother Kevin Samuels has passed. And a lot of black women on Twitter are glad. What? They're making memes, they're making comments, and they are rejoicing. They are saying things like, looks like he died alone. But let's fast forward, Nemo. So, let's assume that you're right. Kevin Samuels passed alone. Does it take anything away from what he was saying about what's going on in black America in the day?
I mean, actually, he didn't pass alone.
He was with a woman.
Yeah, who he had
bad joint too.
Sexual relations with.
Bad joint too.
So I mean, like we said, I think we talk on this. Like, I mean, if you gonna go out in some poems.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just what they saying.
Dating world? No. And let me talk about these detractors, guys. I want to talk about these detractors because it's very important. You see, rejoicing in somebody else's.
So okay, so
go in, do your thing.
So there's so many women, right? There's so many woman personalities online that be like, yo, if he ain't 6 feet, he a dub. If he don't make 100K, he can't get up in this pom pom. If he ain't at least, I mean, like, fine, the son got a beard or some shit, he can't get this pom pom, right? And there's all these requirements, and it's not like one person doing it. So many women do it online, it's hard to even narrow it down to one person, right? Mm-hmm. And you got Kevin Samuels, who may be like the main person who's not all the time kissing women's ass. And he just stay in his opinion like these women, right? And they like deaf to him, right? Why?
Sometimes bitterness just steeps through people, man. Like this is the thing, because sometimes I feel like when you feel like something could be so real to you, yeah, right? Yeah. A lot of people gonna ignore that shit because it affected them so much what that person was saying. Yeah. That everything that they say, even if they were 90% correct, yeah, the 10% in how they said it or because it hurt their feelings, yeah, they gonna disregard everything you talking about, bro.
And it was so funny because it's like, woman will be like, yo, if you listen to Kevin Samuels, unfriend me right now.
I saw
unfollow me. If you listen to Fresh and Fit, don't even comment, just block me.
Bro, I saw like on TikTok, like there was literally girls that like made videos talking about how any guy, they was on Tinder, and they was saying in the thing like, yo, this is how you tell if a guy's a misogynist or whatever, right? Like, if he listens to Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, if he thinks women should be cooking for them and stuff like that all the time, then that's an automatic red flag. Yeah. You a whole red flag. You single.
But Pete,
you a red flag to somebody.
But Pete game, right? That same girl was like, you comment, right? Like, I'm not a misogynist. I don't listen to Kevin Samuels. I don't listen to Fresh and Fit. But I'm not going to pay all your bills. I'm going to pay a portion of the bills, but I'm going to pay my half. and I only make this amount of money, and I'm cool with that. Bitch gonna be like, niggas want to be women nowadays. Niggas don't got no ambition. So they like the guys that Kevin Samuels kind of, I don't know what the word is to say. Like he represents. They kind of like the guys that he represents, but they don't like the requirements that he's having in his representation, right? Mm-hmm. Because if we being realistic, if Kevin Samuels was some fat, sloppy, poor nigga, bitches be like, why you even listen to this broke ass nigga? Who the fuck care about some broke ass nigga, right? But he wear the nice suits, he get the money, you know what I'm saying? Bitches like him. Mm-hmm. So they're like, oh, this nigga over here is toxic. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But there's niggas that been kind of saying what Kevin Samuels said, but they don't got no clout. You know what I mean? They don't got no like.
There's actually a couple YouTubers who've been around long enough where all the stuff. It's interesting how it goes sometimes. It's just Kevin Samuels kind of took with like the Corey Holcombs, the Tommy Sotomayor's, the O'Shea Jackson. Yeah. All these dudes been in the game way longer than Kevin Samuels, right? Yeah. It's just Kevin Samuels put it in a way where like he kind of presented everything in a way where it was like super direct. Mm-hmm. There was he's not joking per se, because a lot of the other guys I just mentioned, like they a little bit more jokey. They kind of comedic a little bit. Yeah. He presents like a professional front. Yeah. And he's not no like ugly dude to women or whatever, right? Like he's like to a lot of women he looks decent or whatever. Exactly. Yeah. So when it comes from a guy like that, and then he says these statements like, well, you have to be realistic, you're out of shape, you're this, you're that, you're too old to be having these expectations. Yeah. It comes off like even crazier to a lot of people. So
because he personifies everything a black woman would want. A nigga that a black nigga, dress nice, make over a certain amount of money.
Successful, yeah.
He be doing a little cologne shit, so you know he smell good. You know what I'm saying? It's everything a black woman would want for her man to be, except the attitude. And it's just like,
that's a fact.
Now it gets to the point it's like what you want, because even if we go on top of it a little bit, there was I don't know if you've seen it, but there was like a Twitter thing where there was a girl, I guess she was dating a guy, he was providing a lifestyle, providing for her and all that, but and she loved him, she said that was his soulmate, but he just didn't make enough money, so she left him to go date somebody else, although she knew he was his soulmate, but he just didn't make enough money.
That's weird as hell, bro.
So it's kind of like,
you love somebody for material things. That's crazy.
That was taking care of you, but you felt crazy. But she just felt like she should have been in a better position than.
But just to like, not to go on and on too much, but like, we had this conversation the other day too, when it's like, so this ain't record number black women or even women in general going to college and get degrees, right? So if y'all getting all these degrees, why are y'all so mad about paying half? Yeah. Didn't y'all go to college and get degrees? Yeah. So that you could carry your own weight?
And I feel like most women would be like, well, I could do it on my own, but if I got a man, why I gotta do it? What's his use?
I guess to be your daddy.
It's funny
because if he's your daddy, then you gotta do what he say, right?
Yeah. But it's funny, like when you talk about that shit too. It's like, all right, so women be like, yo, if a nigga gonna use me for sex, right? I'd rather get everything out of it, right? I'd rather get whatever. But it's like, you getting good dick, right? Because if the shit was bad, you wouldn't even hit him back up. Ain't no shorty hitting a nigga back up that she didn't have fun. So how are you getting used?
I tell you, I've heard so many stories, bro, where like I've seen these girls post these stories where the guy did everything right, but he acted weird. He treated me good and everything, paid for the date, everything like that, right? Penis was small, sex was whack. He a little goofy, or he dressed weird to me. Yeah. All like weird things, like like little things that was like, even though they'd be like, oh, I was attracted to him, but I didn't feel like he was manly enough or something like that, like some weird stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm confused, bro. Yeah. Confusion. But Let's play the video real quick. We'll keep reacting.
Downfall is not mutually exclusive
He said
to your own personal success. For an example, I'm a 49ers fan. When I rejoiced in the fact that the Dallas Cowboys, we beat you, stop the show, y'all were still mad, it didn't result in us in the NFC Championship beating the Rams. Because those were two different games, two different opponents. So Kevin Samuels passing or not doesn't change the relationship dynamic in Black America. You know, you just don't have the viral show that you can have every night with somebody getting exposed because of their entitlement. But in your own personal life, you're not going to be able to have the guy that you want if you don't improve yourself. That's going to be the same. So let me just put that out there. For the black men out there who are upset, let me tell you this, okay? I know Kevin Samuels would not want you guys to go to war with all black women because of what they're saying negatively about him.
Fruity Pookie dating coach hits the dust at 56. They can't spell for shit though. It is rumored. That's not rumored. That divorced deadbeat daddy and Bussy Bandit. What's that say?
Bussy Bandit.
What the fuck is Bussy?
Like boy pussy.
I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah,
Kevin Samuels has hit the dust at 56. The Naker was known. What? This person can't spell for shit. The Naker was known to create content degrading black women. He has not passed on to hell where he belongs. What's this person's Twitter?
Divest Hub.
What the hell's wrong with you, bro? Like, what the hell is wrong? You can't even spell, bro. You that mad? Motherfucker just mad tweeting and shit.
He got Bussy. That shit bad weird.
Even in his death?
What's wrong? If Kevin Samuels was gay, what's wrong with that? Are you against the gay community?
It's kind of weird if you would say something like that.
Seems like you're
homophobic.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're homophobic. That's crazy.
That's not cool.
That's not good.
It's not cool at all.
Shout out to the
I know for a fact
community.
he wouldn't care. He didn't care about that when he lived. So I want to tell black men this. Do not judge.
I gotta read these. Kevin Samuels referred to single women over 35 as late night leftovers. Did he actually say that?
I heard he said that because there was some girl that was like on Dr. Boyce's channel. She was like, he referred to 35 women that are overweight as leftovers, and I guess I'd be considered a part of that crew. So I'm not.
That's not funny, bro. That's not funny.
But listen, let's go back to it. Yeah. Women compare 30-year-old niggas that live with their parents as wimps, right?
Indeed.
Beta males.
That's always been the perception.
Yeah, like if you like 30 and you live with your mom, most women are like, I don't respect it.
Yeah.
Unless they're in the same situation. Unless they're in the same situation, like, I don't respect it.
Hold on. Am I glad he's dead? No. Do I feel badly? Also, no. He did great harm. And seeing so many men agree with and defend is why you will die alone. Sounds like a promise of peaceful and happy life. IDK, why people have an opinion. If you glad Kevin Samuels might be dead, then you weird. Everything I saw with him was him being misogynist, fatphobic, and anti-black, and he just completely perpetrated harmful rhetoric and bigotry to incels. Who cares either way, to be honest. But just side note to the incel stuff, bro. You know what that is?
The what?
What an incel is?
No, you can explain it.
It's kind of like the... Basically like real simpy dudes.
Mm-hmm.
To put it simply.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more to it, but it's like, just to put it simply, we don't got all the time in the world. But just to the incels, bro, he did have a lot of that too. What? Where it was just like dudes that like were talking about women should be this and women should be that. Bro, you not no alpha male, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, like I would see that too. Like, it would be like dudes be sitting in their crib complaining about all the things that women do. And that shit kind of cringy to me too. Like, why are you complaining so much about bitches? Yeah. You also know you ain't gonna get no bitches talking like this, right? That's another thing too. Yeah. But on top of that, that doesn't mean you can't state your opinion. But yeah, like there's a lot of that community where it's like just dudes that just hate everything a woman says and does. Yeah. That's just letting y'all know y'all some weirdos too, bro. Just side note.
judge all black women or all black people on what some people on Twitter are saying. Because you gotta remember, there are a lot of black women out there that are sending condolences to Kevin Samuels. He had a lot of black women followers. This is not the time to go into a gender war with those particular ladies over on black Twitter or those particular ladies.
I'm a long fuck. Yeah, shout out to him.
On black YouTube. If they want to be immature, let them be. And that is going to be a big distraction because that's what some sisters do. They put all of us in a box, but we got to be mature here. What have we learned from our brother Kevin Samuels? That you just do not respond to haters. You don't respond to people who are immature, and not responsible. Those people who are wishing death and things like that, these people are unsuccessful. Most of these people are the people that he was talking about, and they're upset. He wouldn't give a damn about those people when he lived, and in his death, if he could speak from the grave, he still wouldn't care about those people. What you should be worried about, and just like me, are people who are like-minded individuals. We are the black community. We are the African-American community. Kevin Samuels had an African-American focus in his content. Although he could have went more mainstream, more into the white world, he dealt with black issues and black male issues and black male problems and black women's problems because that was his focus. His focus was on our community. And that is what we need to do. Worry about the good people in our community that we can still work with. And all of the, evil-minded and unsuccessful people that are in our community, we cannot work with those individuals. And some of those people you don't have to like. There are people who are successful and I don't like them, and I don't care for them. I know as much to stay away from them. Shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson put out a pretty good Instagram post about the death of Kevin Samuels.
What did you say?
Did not agree with the message or the method, but I've seen our community repeatedly celebrate celebrities who have done far worse than Mr. Kevin Samuels. I don't like to see insults and mockery aimed at our recently departed. He has a family and possibly children. I send them my deepest condolences and ask the Most High to shrink his faults and expand his virtues. May the ancestors receive him with good fortune on the other side.
All right, I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, that's a good.
Shout out to Dr. Umar for that.
That's a good send up.
About he didn't like his method or the way he did things, but he doesn't agree with how he was tore down. And I honestly agree with that. Shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson for being mature.
You know the bitches, they gonna be like, bitches gonna hate on Umar anyway. Where's the school? You know what I mean? So, it don't even matter, you know what I'm saying? You can't win.
Yeah, what's called, motherfucker? Girl, I can see a girl in the comments right now.
Where's the school?
Oh, I supported you, but where's the school at now? Nigga? What happened, huh?
Yeah,
supporting ass nigga.
Yeah, you know how they be.
You don't wish death on people, especially when his content never did wish death on anybody. But what I want to tell black men is, do not get into the situation where we are online.
Real quick though, I don't know what's it called, how it's looked at with Dominican culture. I mean with Jamaican culture, but in Dominican culture though, you don't do no stuff like that. At least that's what I was taught. To celebrate somebody dying, that's kind of like put it in a way it'd be like it's considered like bad mojo or some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't think really people. I feel like only in the United States is acceptable to be like, I'm glad this person died. He was a coward. He was
like even if I tell you this, like even in Dominican culture, bro, like again, just from what I grew up, I just speak to that, right? You don't speak ill of the dead one, no matter what type of person that they was, and you don't say things like "I'm happy that they dead" or this whatever type of weirdness, right?
Yeah.
Because it was always kind of explained to me like doing that kind of can give you some unforeseen things, some bad shit to you because you wishing bad on somebody else, some shit like that.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Careful.
Battling and form with black women who are being disrespectful. They deserve to be ignored. Okay? Because Kevin would have wanted it that way. He would not want his audience and his people on black Twitter fighting these people when you could be spending that time working on yourself. You could be spending that time developing yourself. You could be spending that time working on getting some money. We know we have people in the black community, both men and women, who are just going to be childish. So let them do that to themselves. If they want to rejoice in that, their life is not going to improve. Their life is not going to get better. If they're happy, great. Let them be happy. But I would not, and I am not, going to start making content berating all the black women just because you have some black women out there who are upset or mentally messed up or want to be deranged in their behavior because of what they believe about Kevin Samuels. I'm just not going to do that. Because Kevin Samuels has a black mother. He has black women who support him. He has black women who he's helped out that love him. I'm not going to throw all black women in the box. I'm asking you to not do that. Ignore buffoonery. Ignore haters. Ignore unproductive people. All right? Those people who are making content rejoicing every day or whatever, video after video, you kind of know what kind of guys these people are. It's evident. So why even go back and forth with them? You're wasting your time. If that's the way that they feel, great. Let them feel that way. I really just don't care. Let them feel that way. At least they're consistent. You didn't like him when he lived and you don't like him when he's dead. That's even great. But don't you dare start a war with black women because of these people. What Kevin did was he brought black men and black women actually closer together, where we can actually have the conversation in which we've never had it before. None of us as black male content creators had the skill to be able to relay to black women our thoughts in the way that we do things like he was able to do. So we understand that his method of how he did things, there was able to be some sort of understanding between the two groups. That is what needs to be focused on at best. If you can't do that, just stay away from the whole thing. Worry about using that time instead of going back and forth with trolls to develop yourself, to work with black men in your community, to make changes in your community, whether it's your local community or your ancestral community, to do something powerful and great. Develop yourself as a man. Don't spend your time hating black women or being upset with black women, because you can find a reason to do that because somebody is mentally insane. A lot of these people that are on here saying this stuff on Twitter, these people are insane. Some of these people have like 4 kids by 4 different baby daddies, can't keep a job. You really want to argue with somebody like that? That person's not worth arguing with.
There's not a lot of those.
Do that. Take that time and invest it into yourself. I can tell you Kevin would have wanted that way. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again.
I tell you this too though, bro. I feel like as you get older though too, you also realize like, alright, for example, just to the Kevin thing, like, if he made you mad enough where you're celebrating his death, that says more about you than it says about him, for one, right? And then I'll also tell you to think about it like this. If he made you that mad, right? Think about, why am I actually that mad? What did he say that made me that mad? Yeah. Right? It just, analyze yourself, analyze your life, and tell me what you come up with. Don't blame nobody. Just think about what you did. And then maybe you'll think, maybe Kevin wasn't so wrong after all. But anybody thoughts?
Because, right, like you said, like, if somebody called you a gay man, what would you be like? Why?
I wouldn't be mad, but I'd just be like, what the hell? Like, why? I'd be curious as to see why you would say that, for one. But then if you just saying it, if I could see you just kind of just trying to antagonize me or some shit, I'd be like, all right, like, okay.
But why wouldn't you be mad?
Because it's not true.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So nobody gets mad at stuff that's not true, right? Yeah. Nobody be like, yo, you only got three fingers on your hand. And you be like, I don't. Here. Case closed. You know what I mean? But when it's kind of true, or it could be perceived to be, you know what I'm saying? That's when niggas get mad. And if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But it's like...
Oh, just to add to that real quick, too. If it doesn't apply to you, why are you mad?
Exactly.
Maybe somebody close to you it applies to, and you ain't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you had to face facts about that person that you liked. Just a thought, bro.
Yeah, man. Let us know what y'all think. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. We out there.